Here's a CBS journalist versus Donald Trump's lawyer.
Let's get right into those words that we heard from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. He ended the trial with this passionate speech about President Trump's involvement in the insurrection.
I'm sorry, I have to do a fact check on this lady because she's kind of slow. Trump was not involved in the insurrection. It was proven during the impeachment court that he was not involved in the insurrection. Just had to clarify that.
During it, he said that the former president is still liable for everything he did during his period in office.
That was just a parting shot by Mitch McConnell on behalf of China and the apparatchiks that he had to threaten Trump and cue everyone that Trump could face some civil litigation now because they can't leave him alone. They're going to end up keeping Trump in the headlines, in the news, and he's going to keep winning.
Are you expecting to face more charges against Mr. Trump in the near future, and do you anticipate being part of that defense?
No, that's just political rhetoric, and I was hopeful that something would come out of this, that the political rhetoric would stop out of Washington, D.C., but I guess apparently it hasn't.
This is Trump lawyer Michael van der Veen, another fine Dutchman. I love how this lawyer just will not give her the answer she's looking for. She's looking for some meat.
Were you, though, surprised to hear those words coming from the leader of the Republican Party in the Senate?
I'm not surprised to hear a politician say anything at all. No.
Long pause. No.
Well, throughout the trial, you denied that Mr. Trump had a role in inciting the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. You argued, first of all, that there was no insurrection, but during your closing arguments, you seemingly admitted that there was, in fact, an insurrection, using that word, saying that was not up for debate. What role did the former president play?
You didn't understand the case. I used the word
I'll give you the opportunity to clarify, sir.
Sure. I used the word insurrection in my closing argument when quoting the charging documents.
She's trying so hard to twist his words because her job right now, she has an earpiece probably coming directly from Nancy Pelosi's id. Media is just like a puppet, just like repeating everything they say.
What happened at the Capitol on January 6th is absolutely horrific. But what happened at the Capitol during this trial was not too far away from that. The prosecutors in this case doctored evidence.
This CBS News reporter right now is going like, he just said they doctored evidence. I gotta do something. I can't just report. I gotta defend. I gotta take a stand. The party will probably have me fired. The one-party solution will have me fired if I don't come up with something.
They did not investigate this case, and when they had to come to the court of the Senate to put their case on, because they hadn't done any investigation.
Just like in Maricopa County.
They doctored evidence. It was absolutely shocking, I think, when we discovered it and we were able to expose it and put it out. I think it turned a lot of senators. The American people should not be putting up with this. They need to look at who these House managers were and look to see whether these are the folks they want representing them. It was shocking to me. Wouldn't have believed it.
I can't think for myself, so I'm getting a message in my ear.
Wouldn't have believed it.
Let's follow up with a point that you're making right now about the House managers, as you say, doctoring evidence, and the argument.
They didn't deny it.
Viewers,
they didn't deny it. I put it in front of them 3 times.
To be clear for our viewers.
Okay, this is where you throw your journalistic credibility out the window and defend. You've got to defend it. Hurry, the party needs you.
What you're talking about now is a check mark. That's a verification on Twitter that did not exist on that particular tweet. A 2020 that should have actually read 2021, and the selective editing, you say, of the tapes. Is that the doctored evidence of what you're speaking?
Wait, that's not enough for you?
You woke the Kraken.
That's not enough for you?
Oh, bam!
Wait, no,
sir,
no.
I'm trying.
Listen,
I am not a juror in this trial.
I'm not much of a journalist either.
What I'm trying to be clear for our viewers,
literally trying to make it unclear for her viewers,
is what you're referring to, because not everybody has been following.
It's not okay.
Not everybody,
to doctor
sir,
a little bit of
actually disrespectfully,
evidence.
Respectfully.
literally disrespectfully.
I have not said it is. I have not said it is okay.
Ma'am, your question is
I want to be clear for our viewers.
Listen, what
I
has
want to
to
be clear
happen
for our
is
viewers about
the
what
media
exactly you're
has to
saying when you
start-
say doctored evidence.
The media has to start telling the right story in this country. The media is trying to divide this country. You are bloodthirsty for ratings, and as such, you're asking questions now that are already set up with a fact pattern. I can't believe you would ask me a question indicating that it's all right just to doctor a little bit of evidence. There's more stuff that we uncovered that they doctored, to be frank with you. And perhaps that will come out one day.
Not on CBS News, it won't.
And the media should be looking at a square, straight way. A straight way. When I watch the news, I watch one station and it's raining. I watch another station at the same time and it's sunny. Your coverage is so slanted, it's got to stop. That doesn't have any journalistic integrity at all. What I'm telling you is that they doctored evidence. And I believe your question says, well, it's only a Twitter check and changing a year of a date here. They switched the date of a Twitter a year to try to connect it to this case. That's not a small thing, ma'am. The other thing they did is they put a check mark on something to make it look like it was a validated account when it wasn't. And when they were caught, they didn't say anything about it. They didn't even try to come up with an excuse about it. And that's not the way our prosecutors or our government officials should be conducting themselves. And the media shouldn't be letting them get away with it either. I'm tired of the biased media on both sides, left and right. What this country wants, what this country needs, is this country to come together, to take the left and the right and find a middle ground and start responsibly being our public officials, our elected officials. And one of the reasons why they do it is because of the media. Because the media wants to tell their narrative rather than just telling it like it is. And frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm not a media. I'm not in front of your cameras all the time. But what I've been subjected to this last week.
I understand, and I've given you the opportunity.
You don't want to hear the truth. Yeah.
I don't feel that bad for this country. Mostly, I feel bad for this news person's assistant, because she's going to be throwing water bottles and staplers at her head. It's going to be really ugly. If I were all of her assistants and the makeup artists, I'd just call in sick, tell them you have the coof, tell them you have to leave, because she's going to be tearing into you guys like crazy this week. Anyone below the line, run.
Okay. I've given you the opportunity. I will remind you that what I said was that for our viewers who have not been following all of the hours of this trial, to be clear about what you are speaking about. And I understand
I'm speaking
that you
about
seem
the House
very
manager's
upset.
failure to prove their case. That's what I'm telling you. They weren't able to prove their case.
Acquittal. You have won the acquittal of your client.
Yes,
and if you'd like to continue to talk about this conversation, we can have that discussion.
I don't need to.
But for me to ask a question,
a slanted question that was set up to say it's okay for them to cheat. That was your question. Isn't it okay for them to cheat?
I didn't say that.
It's just a little bit. You said, to be fair, it was only a check on the Twitter. That's what you said. You got to live by your words. That's the problem. The media has to start living by the truth and not try to create a narrative.
Michael Vanderveen.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you taking off your microphone now. That was President Trump's defense attorney, Michael Vanderveen.
Michael Vanderveen's response is so perfect there, just walking off. I'm speechless.